Next one called Yow Wahoo. Why is that? Well, it's because a simple sawtooth wave has been sent through vocal formant filters to sound like this. Yow Wahoo. Makes a great bass sound. Wow. Wahoo. And now the yaw synth. Here's where we make the Morpheus take a simple waveform and by applying different vocal formants to it, make it change what it's saying from E to ya with the mod wheel, such as... All right, next we have woofer, and in this program, the mod wheel will actually alter the harmonic content in real time, so you can play a bass line like this. Really rhythmically for you techno guys. There's also a feature in Morpheus called loop offset, which allows you to read through the memory in a rhythmical way, like this program Rant Groove. I'm holding down the C1, and it's looping and looping through a variety of samples in ROM, and I can play over that. All right, fantastic. You can only do some things here at E-mu, actually. Okay, well, while there's a lot of sounds resonant in the Morpheus, chances are you want to edit or customize or program your own sound, and here's where you do that, right in this preset edit menu, where there are many, many features and functions where you can assign sounds and shape them and pan them and transpose them. Lots of editing capability. I'm going to go right up to the filter type window where you actually select the filter you're going to use to process the waveform. And this is a sound that's called brass swell. So it has the syn wow filter on it. And you can see by cursoring down and simply choosing another, I now have a very highly resonant flange sound that's also quite usable. The old sound, a new sound. So a really simple way to change sounds is simply switching filters. Cursor back up and see what else we have, all the different filter functions. We get up to these two, the note-on control and the real-time control. Together, these comprise what's called the MIDI patch system. This is what E-mu calls its matrix of modulation. And it's quite analogous to synthesizer days where you would take a patch cord and come out of one module and feed that output into the input of another module. Similarly, you do the same thing here where you take a controller, whether it's key velocity or a modulation wheel or foot controller, and you route it to a destination. And maybe that's volume, maybe that's morphing, maybe that's panning. I'm going to show you an example in this next program here. Here's a clavinet type sound. It's kind of static, it's very biting, but it's a little bit just sits there. And to show you the power of MIDI patch, I'm going to go into that, just sits there. And to show you the power of MIDI patch, I'm going to go into that preset edit button right there, and I'm going to send the modulation wheel, which is Control A. I'm going to send that to morph, so we can control the switching of these filter frames. There it is, morph. Like that, you could control it with velocity or foot pedal, anything. 20 such chords. comprise the MIDI patch system. So that's really powerful. And again, that's exactly what the Morpheus is all about, real-time control, making the sounds change and be dynamic. Function generator is a possible source in the MIDI patch matrix. A function generator is basically an 8-segment rate and level envelope generator with some unique abilities. For example, each function generator segment can have its own shape. Now, there's over 60 shapes to choose from, including linear, positive, and negative exponential, random, or even chaos. The Morpheus function generators also allow conditional jumps. And what this means is you can program a function generator to jump directly to a segment based on a specified value. This function generator, for example, jumps directly from segment 1 to segment 4 if the velocity of the note is less than 84. If it's greater than 84, all segments will be played. This produces different attack characteristics depending on performance articulation. The function generators can also be programmed to loop indefinitely, producing arbitrarily complex LFO functions, as in this next preset, where a looping function generator is routed to pitch. So for this, I'm going to choose this flute duo, which, without any function generation at all, is a normal flute sound. If I go to that real-time control menu, and I select function generator number 1, to modulate, let's say, the pitch of the first layer, which is primary layer is up to here. I just hit the note, and it's looping indefinitely on this motive. Like so.